me. Chatty Wednesdays with me. I don't know if I like this angle. Is it too close? Let's zoom it out. I mean, I mostly just did that because I was trying to hide my washing. This is too messy. I'm gonna clean it. Okay, so last week I made a video about AI. While I was making it, I talked a lot about my thoughts on AI. And then when I was editing the video, it was too long, so I just kept in all the funny bits of me, like asking AI silly things, but like none of the actual like really serious bits where I like actually talk about what I think about AI. And then I got some really great comments. I love making YouTube videos because of the comments. The people that I engage with on here, it's like no other platform. I just feel like I get into a really good discussion with people and I get like really honest responses, and it just makes me feel good that I've kind of grown this very small but nice community of people that I can kind of converse with. But some of you made some really good points, and I just feel like I kind of skimmed over any of the actual serious thoughts about AI. I was having too much fun. So one of the first comments I got was from Nim about AI images for book covers and AI song generators, and they didn't actually express an opinion either way. They talk about how they're in these book groups where people are really against AI book cover generators, and like in a way, you know, from the outside of it, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like such a bad thing. And then they go on to say, and there's AI song generators, and as a songwriter, I bristle. And I'm like, oh, I don't like that. Like, I'm fine with other people's art being being taken over AI, but not mine, not the kind of art that I make. So I think that's where I have to recognize the problem of like being like, oh yeah, it's all right. Like, you know, some AI art is kind of cool, but like AI songs would be bad. It's all bad. Computer generated art, it's a problem. I think something that I did talk about and then I just cut out of my previous video was something I find hard about it is that I think even as a songwriter and as anyone who might create whatever kind of art you create, sometimes you get into a headspace of trying to make something that will connect with people, will resonate with people, which is the road to bad art. Because if you're writing it in order for it to resonate, it becomes AI in its own way. It becomes artificial, at least, because it's not actually coming from you and your heart, and that's what makes good art. If you're writing or creating with the end goal of it being a product, there is something artificial about it. So it's almost like, what's the difference between something that's artificial made by a computer, something that's artificial made by a human? If anything, the computer will probably do it better. Minnie Birch said, hi Minnie, I keep reading its negative environmental impacts, which slightly puts me off. Me too, and I actually didn't look into this at all until after I'd made the video, and then I was doing a little bit more like research and stuff like that, and I realised that like, I don't understand, okay? I don't know, obviously, if you watch my last video, I don't know anything, but it seems like when you create an image, it takes energy to make that, and it's like bad for the environment, and I'm like, but I'm just using the computer. I'm not cutting down trees, so it's good, but like, it's not. It's all bad. Everything we do is bad. Literally our entire existence is just damaging the earth, and I can't think about it too much, my head will explode. Kanto Gogo, who, yeah, that's Connor, hi Connor, said, do you like my personality? Something that I just want to explain why I found that so funny. I did put this in the original video and I cut it because it was just chatting too much. But the reason I found that so funny is there's this TV show called Stath Lets Flats. I don't know if you've ever watched it. It's so funny. In that show, he asks a baby if the baby likes his personality, and it's one of my favourite like jokes I've ever heard in my life. I laugh at it every day. I think about it every day. Mark's gone straight to the point here. In my opinion, AI will be the death of creativity in all areas of life, and I agree, and it makes me so sad. I think you're right. I know how old I'm about to sound, but I just think like kids, you know how they all have iPads, are incapable of being bored anymore? And boredom is the birth of creativity. And I just don't know how much art is really going to get made if people are never bored. So I think like not only art, but just technology in general has led to people never ever having to feel any boredom, and therefore they never will want to create anything. The death of creativity is nigh. Yeah, I think you're right, Mark. And lastly, I got a comment from Rob referencing Bob Dylan and Paul McCartney having a tea party, where he says, where's Dylan and McCartney's Milk You AI Monster? And to that I'll say, well, I think Paul McCartney might be vegan, I don't know. So he probably has his tea black. Bob Dylan is respecting Paul McCartney's choices. I don't actually know that if Paul McCartney is vegan. I'm just assuming that he is, because once he made this video saying that we should all be not eating meat on Mondays, and he tried to make a petition for the government to make a thing called Meat Free Mondays, and he made this song and it went pledge.meatfreemondays.com. If you've never seen that video, please go and watch it, because that's one of the best things in the world. If everything was AI, we would never have Paul McCartney doing pledge.meatfreemondays.com, and that would be a great loss to the world. So hopefully creativity is not dead, and I'll be doing my best to keep it alive. So stay tuned on my YouTube channel. See you next week. Bye.